Hey Libra, welcome back to the channel. I just pulled some cards for you about a really specific situation, and honestly, when these cards came out, I had to take a moment because the energy here is so clear and it tells quite a story. So today we are looking at Five of Cups, and what I am seeing in this reading is going to give you some serious clarity about what is coming for you. Before we dive in, I want you to take a deep breath with me because this reading touches on some tender spots but also brings so much hope. The cards never lie, and what they are showing me right now about your emotional journey is something you need to hear. Okay, so the first card I pulled for you is the Ten of Wands, and when this came out, I literally felt the weight of what you have been carrying. This card is showing me that you have been shouldering so much burden when it comes to matters of the heart. I am talking about emotional responsibilities that maybe were never really yours to carry in the first place. You know that feeling when you wake up and your shoulders are tense and you realize you have been carrying stress even in your sleep? That is the energy of this card. What I find really interesting about the Ten of Wands showing up for you right now is that it is telling me you have been trying to make something work almost single-handedly. Like you have been the one putting in all the effort, all the emotional labor, all the understanding and patience. And Libra, your sign is literally about balance and partnership. So when you end up carrying everything alone, it goes against your very nature. This card is showing me someone who has been saying yes when they wanted to say no, who has been accommodating when they needed to stand firm, who has been understanding when they deserve to be understood. The Ten of Wands in this position is revealing that you have taken on too much in trying to maintain harmony. Maybe you convinced yourself that if you just worked harder at the relationship, if you just gave more, if you just understood better, things would balance out. But here's what the card is really saying to me. It is showing that this burden is about to reach a breaking point. Not in a bad way necessarily, but in a way that forces change. You cannot keep carrying all these responsibilities and expectations that belong to other people. What really stands out to me about this card is the sense of determination mixed with exhaustion. You have not given up, that is clear, but you are tired. So tired. And the universe is seeing that. The Ten of Wands is acknowledging everything you have been through. Every late night you spent overthinking, every time you bent over backwards to make peace, every moment you put someone else's emotional needs before your own. This card is validating that yes, it has been heavy, and yes, you have been incredibly strong. But here is something important I am picking up. This card is also showing me that some of these burdens you have been carrying are things you chose to pick up. Not because you had to, but because you thought you should. Maybe you took responsibility for someone else's happiness. Maybe you took on the role of emotional caretaker when what you really needed was a partner. The Ten of Wands is asking you to look at what you are carrying and really question whether all of it is yours to carry. Because I am seeing that at least half of what weighs you down is stuff you could set down right now and the world would not end. There is also something about obligations here. I am getting the sense that you might have felt obligated to stay, to try, to keep going because of promises made or time invested or what other people might think. The Ten of Wands can represent that feeling of being trapped by your own sense of duty and responsibility. And for you, Libra, with your strong sense of fairness and commitment, this can be especially difficult. You might have thought it would be unfair to stop trying, unfair to walk away, unfair to prioritize yourself, but the card is gently showing you that it is also unfair to deplete yourself completely. Moving forward, the Ten of Wands is indicating that relief is coming, but it requires you to make a choice. You will need to delegate, to let go, to stop trying to control every outcome by sheer force of will. I am seeing a time very soon where you will feel the weight lifting, where responsibilities will redistribute more fairly, where you will finally get to breathe. This might come through having an honest conversation about what you need, or it might come through simply deciding that certain things are no longer your problem to solve. Either way, liberation from this burden is on the horizon. The second card that came out is the Knight of Cups, and oh Libra, this energy is so different from the Ten of Wands. This is where things get interesting. The Knight of Cups is riding in with a completely different vibe, and I have to say, after that first card showed all that burden, seeing this knight appear made me smile because it tells me something beautiful is approaching. The Knight of Cups represents an incoming energy, an offer, a person, or a new emotional beginning that has romantic, dreamy, and deeply sincere qualities. This is not just any offer of love or connection. This is the real deal. This is someone or something that speaks directly to your heart in a way that feels almost too good to be true, except it is true. After everything you have been carrying, the universe is bringing you something that will feel like actual magic. What I love about the Knight of Cups showing up in your reading is that this knight is a messenger of the heart. Where the Ten of Wands showed effort and strain, the Knight of Cups shows ease and flow. This is about receiving rather than constantly giving. This is about being pursued rather than doing all the pursuing. This is about someone showing up for you with genuine romantic intention and emotional availability. Can you imagine? After all that heavy energy, here comes this breath of fresh air. Now, I want to be really clear about what I am picking up with this card. The Knight of Cups is not just about a person, although it very likely does represent someone new entering your life or someone existing showing up in a completely new way. This knight carries the energy of emotional fulfillment, creative inspiration, and following your heart. So even beyond romance, this card is telling me that you are about to enter a phase where you feel emotionally nourished again, where your heart feels full instead of drained, where you remember what it feels like to be excited about possibilities. If this knight does represent a person, and I strongly feel it does, this is someone who will approach you with poetry in their heart. I am talking about someone who is not afraid to express feelings, who leads with emotion, who values romance and connection and depth. This person will make you feel seen and appreciated in ways that you have been craving. They will not make you guess where you stand. They will not leave you carrying all the emotional weight. They will show up, they will be consistent, and they will make their intentions beautifully clear. The timing here is really important. The Knight of Cups suggests movement, so this is not something that will take years to develop. Knights are action cards. They represent things happening relatively quickly. So I am seeing this new energy or person coming in within the next few weeks to couple of months. You will likely feel a shift where suddenly things feel lighter, where someone or something catches your attention in a way that makes your heart skip a beat. Pay attention to opportunities for new connections, to invitations, to moments where you feel drawn to explore something that calls to your romantic or creative side. What I also find really significant is that the Knight of Cups is showing you that you do deserve to receive love that feels effortless and genuine. After the Ten of Wands showed all that struggle, this card is like the universe saying, "See, this is what it is supposed to feel like. This is what happens when someone truly values you. This is the energy that is meant for you." So when this knight energy shows up, I do not want you to talk yourself out of it or convince yourself it is too good to be true. Trust what you feel. Trust the ease of it. The third card is the Queen of Swords, and honestly, when this came out, I got chills, because this is you stepping into a whole new level of clarity and personal power. After the burden of the Ten of Wands and the hopeful promise of the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Swords represents the wisdom and discernment you are developing through all of this. The Queen of Swords is known for her sharp mind, clear communication, and absolute refusal to deceive herself or be deceived by others. She sees truth, she speaks truth, she lives truth, and Libra, you are being called to embody this energy right now. This is not about being cold or harsh, even though the Queen of Swords sometimes gets that reputation. This is about being honest, clear-headed, and unwilling to settle for less than you deserve. What I am really picking up with this card is that you are going through a process of cutting through illusions. Maybe you have been telling yourself stories about a situation or a person that do not quite match reality. Maybe you have been making excuses for behavior that does not deserve excuses. Maybe you have been seeing potential instead of what is actually in front of you. The Queen of Swords is here to help you see clearly, to help you think rationally, even about emotional matters, to help you make decisions based on truth rather than hope or fear. This queen sits on her throne alone, and she is completely okay with that. She has learned that being alone is better than being with someone who drains her or disrespects her or takes her for granted. She has learned that she can rely on herself, that her own company is valuable, that she does not need someone else to complete her. And this is the energy you are being asked to step into. Not from a place of bitterness or closing your heart, but from a place of self-respect and clarity. The Queen of Swords is also incredibly good at communication. She says what needs to be said without being cruel, but also without sugarcoating things to protect other people's feelings at the expense of truth. I am getting the sense that you are going to need to have some direct conversations soon. Conversations where you state your boundaries clearly. Conversations where you express what you need without apologizing for having needs. Conversations where you might have to deliver truths that are uncomfortable but necessary. What I love about this card appearing in your reading is that it shows me you are developing the strength to walk away from what does not serve you. The Queen of Swords knows her worth. She will not beg, she will not chase, she will not diminish herself to make someone else comfortable. And you are learning this too. You are learning that sometimes love means loving yourself enough to leave situations that hurt you. You are learning that being alone is not the worst thing that can happen. Being in a situation that slowly erodes your spirit is worse. There is also an energy here of learning from experience. The Queen of Swords has been through things. She has trusted the wrong people. She has made mistakes. She has had her heart broken. But instead of becoming bitter, she became wise. She learned to trust her intuition, to notice red flags, to protect her peace. And this is your journey too right now. Everything you have been through with the Ten of Wands, all that carrying and struggling, is teaching you invaluable lessons about what you will and will not accept going forward. I want you to understand that embodying the Queen of Swords energy does not mean closing your heart to love. It means opening your eyes to reality while keeping your heart available for what is real and right. When the Knight of Cups shows up with that beautiful offering, your Queen of Swords wisdom will help you assess whether this is genuine or just another pretty package with nothing inside. She will help you see clearly, ask the right questions, and trust yourself. The fourth card is the King of Cups, and wow, Libra. The appearance of this king is so significant because it represents emotional maturity, stability, and mastery. While the Knight of Cups showed romantic pursuit and emotional offering, the King of Cups shows what happens when that energy matures into something solid and lasting. The King of Cups is the master of emotions. He feels deeply but is not controlled by his feelings. He is compassionate but maintains healthy boundaries. He is romantic but also reliable. He is sensitive but also strong. This card appearing in your reading tells me that either you are developing this energy within yourself, or this energy is coming toward you in the form of someone who embodies these qualities. What strikes me most about the King of Cups showing up after the Knight is that it suggests progression. The Knight brings the initial spark, the romantic gesture, the emotional opening, but the King shows staying power. The King shows someone who can go the distance, who has done their own emotional work, who knows how to navigate the complexities of a real relationship. This is not someone who will love bomb you for 3 weeks and then disappear. This is someone who understands that real love is a practice, a choice, a consistent showing up. If this king represents you, and I do feel it does, at least partially, then you are being shown that you are stepping into a place of emotional sovereignty. You are becoming someone who can hold space for deep feelings without being swept away by them. You are developing the capacity to be vulnerable while also protecting your peace. You are learning to lead with your heart while also honoring your boundaries. This is incredibly powerful growth, Libra. The King of Cups is also deeply intuitive. He trusts his gut feelings about people and situations. He has learned to listen to that inner voice that knows things before the mind catches up. And you are developing this gift right now. All the experiences you have been through are honing your intuition. You are getting better at sensing when something is off, at noticing inconsistencies between words and actions, at feeling into the energy of situations before getting too invested. What I really want you to understand about this card is that it represents emotional fulfillment and balance. The king has found a way to honor his feelings while also maintaining stability in his life. He does not sacrifice his emotional nature to appear strong, and he does not let his emotions run wild without discernment. He has found the sweet spot, and you are finding yours too. This is especially meaningful for you as a Libra because balance is your thing, and the King of Cups shows you achieving that balance in the emotional realm. There is also something here about healing. The King of Cups is often associated with healing work, with helping others through emotional difficulties, with holding space for deep feelings. I am getting the sense that your own healing journey is going to position you to help others in the future. What you are learning right now about emotional resilience, about boundaries, about discernment, these lessons will serve not just you, but also people who will come to you for guidance. In terms of relationships, the King of Cups promises someone who can meet you at your depth, someone who is not afraid of real intimacy, someone who has done enough work on themselves that they can show up as a true partner, someone who understands that love is not just a feeling but a commitment, a practice, a daily choice to honor the connection. After everything the Ten of Wands showed you carrying alone, can you imagine having a partner who actually carries their share? That is what the King of Cups offers. Now we come to the fifth card, and it is the Eight of Pentacles. When this card appeared, I have to tell you, the energy shifted to something really practical and grounded, and I think that is exactly what you need to hear right now. The Eight of Pentacles is about mastery, dedication, skill building, and showing up consistently to do the work. What I am seeing with this card is that there is work to be done, but not the draining kind of work that the Ten of Wands represented. This is productive work. This is work that builds something. This is work that has a clear purpose and visible results. The Eight of Pentacles is showing me that you are entering a phase where you need to focus on developing yourself, your skills, your independence, your own sense of accomplishment outside of relationships. The figure in this card is completely absorbed in their craft. They are not distracted. They are not looking around to see who is watching or what others are doing. They are focused on the work in front of them, on mastering their skill, on creating something of value. And this is what you are being called to do right now. There is something in your life, whether it is your career, a creative pursuit, a personal goal, or just the work of healing and self-development, that needs your focused attention. What I love about this card showing up in your reading is that it promises that your efforts will pay off. The Eight of Pentacles is not about wasted energy. Every hour you put in, every effort you make toward your own growth and goals, is building towards something tangible and rewarding. Where the Ten of Wands showed effort that felt thankless and burdensome, the Eight of Pentacles shows effort that feels purposeful and productive. There is also an energy here of apprenticeship and learning. Maybe you are developing new skills right now, taking courses, learning from mentors, or simply gaining wisdom from your experiences. The Eight of Pentacles suggests that this is a time to be a student, to be humble enough to admit what you do not know, to be curious and open to growth. And every skill you develop now, every lesson you learn, is increasing your value and your confidence. I am also picking up that this card is about self-sufficiency. After potentially relying too much on a relationship or another person for your sense of worth or happiness, the Eight of Pentacles is showing you building your own foundation. You are learning that you can create your own security, your own accomplishments, your own reasons to feel proud. You are discovering that you do not need someone else to complete you because you are becoming whole on your own. In practical terms, I am seeing this card suggesting that you focus on your work, your craft, your personal development over the coming months. Do not wait for a relationship to make you happy or fulfilled. Create that fulfillment yourself. Build something you are proud of. Develop skills that make you feel capable and valuable. Invest in yourself in tangible ways. And here is the beautiful part. When you do this, when you become absorbed in your own growth and mastery, you become exponentially more attractive to the right kind of people. The King of Cups energy we talked about, that person is drawn to someone who has their own life, their own passions, their own sense of purpose. The final card, and oh Libra, this is such a powerful card to end on. It is the Hanged Man. When this card appeared, I actually paused, because the Hanged Man is such a profound teacher, and showing up in this position tells me that there is a necessary shift in perspective that changes everything. The Hanged Man is about surrender, but not in a defeated way. This is conscious surrender. This is letting go of control. This is releasing your grip on outcomes. This is trusting the process even when you cannot see the full picture yet. And after all the other cards we have looked at, the Hanged Man is saying that the key to moving forward is actually in stopping, in pausing, in allowing rather than forcing. I am getting such strong energy that you have been trying to make something happen through sheer will and effort. You have been pushing, managing, controlling, trying to steer things in the direction you think they should go. And the Hanged Man is gently saying, what if you stopped? What if you let go? What if you trusted that the universe has this handled and your job is not to control the outcome but to surrender to the journey? This card often represents a time of suspension, of being in between, of waiting. And I know that is hard for you, Libra, because you like to know where things stand. You like clarity and decision and resolution. But the Hanged Man is showing me that right now you are in a period where the best thing you can do is simply be present in the uncertainty. Do not force decisions. Do not push for answers. Let things unfold in their own time. There is also a powerful message here about changing your perspective. The Hanged Man hangs upside down, seeing the world from a completely different angle. And sometimes that shift in perspective is what reveals the truth. Maybe what you thought was a loss is actually a liberation. Maybe what you thought you wanted is not what is actually best for you. Maybe what looked like an ending is actually a new beginning. The Hanged Man asks you to flip your thinking, to see situations from a new angle, to question your assumptions. What really stands out to me is that the Hanged Man is peaceful. He is not struggling against his position. He has accepted where he is and found serenity in it. This is the final lesson of your reading, Libra. Peace comes not from controlling everything and making it all work out the way you planned. Peace comes from surrendering to what is, from trusting the timing of your life, from knowing that you are exactly where you need to be even when it feels uncomfortable or uncertain. So looking at all 6 cards together, here is what I am seeing for you. You have been carrying too much for too long. That burden is acknowledged, and it is about to shift. New emotional energy is coming your way that will feel completely different from what you have known, lighter and more genuine. You are developing the clarity and strength to see truth and honor yourself. Emotional maturity and stability are emerging either within you or coming toward you through another. Your focus needs to be on building your own foundation and skills, creating your own sense of accomplishment and worth. And through it all, the lesson is surrender, trust, allowing life to unfold rather than trying to force it into shape. This is such a powerful reading, Libra. The cards are really showing a complete transformation happening for you, from burden to balance, from confusion to clarity, from depletion to fulfillment. Trust this process. You are exactly where you need to be,